This is Chochotakamuneek, and you are watching Give Me the Fragment, Japanese for Morons.
Hello there, morons. King Moron here, Victor on the Give Me a Flickman channel, Japanese for Morons. This is not a Japanese for Morons lesson because I've actually done this before. If you go back and look at I'll put a link in the description, the groin area. I think we're supposed to be calling this the groin area down there now. But today I'd like to talk about numbers and meanings and how those are important to learning Japanese sometimes. Now, I myself am not a religious person, but I do look for patterns, you know. I'm trying to make sense of this random world that we live in. I think that's partially where religion might come from. But I probably shouldn't say that because I'll piss off some of you guys who believe in other things. But when I'm driving my car around or my motorcycle and I see I see two cars next to each other and they happen to have, oh my god, you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's kind of, I feel like it means something, although I know it means nothing. But, however, in Japanese, we do give meaning to numbers, but it's a little bit more organized than that. Let me explain, okay? To understand this lesson, all you need to know is how to say 1 and 2 in Japanese. Now, there are two ways to say 1 and 2 in Japanese, actually. One is ichi, or hitotsu. Ichi or hitotsu. And 2 is ni, like your ni, or futatsu. And if you want to remember quickly, ichi ni, right? I got to itch my knee, right? Ichi ni and hitotsu, futatsu. Now there are different ways to count it and they're used for different reasons. We won't really get into that now, but the word November in Japanese is, well, it's the 11th month. So instead of having a special word, they just call it the 11th month, which is juichi. Juichi is 11. Juichi gatsu is month. So juichi gatsu means November, right? And the 22nd day of November, which was just a day and a half ago, is niju ni. Niju ni. Niju is 20 and ni is 2, as you just learned, right? So juichi gatsu niju ni nichi. Nichi is day. Is November 22nd, which, let's just, okay, you can already see the pattern there. There's 1, 1, 2, 2, right? 1, 1, 2, 2. And next year, I guess it'll be the 2011th year, so it'll be 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. Kind of cool, right? Oh, pattern. Praise God. So here's the thing. You can read, if you take the first half of 1, the ichi part, then it just turns into I, right? Ichi, half of that I. And 1, 1 is I. Well, you might think, so what? Well, actually, I together means good. I. And you often hear people saying, I desu ne, meaning, that's a good idea, oh, that's nice. That I desu ne, I desu ne. I desu could also mean no thank you. We'll get into patterns here. I'm good. It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, no thanks. I desu. I desu ne, good, that's good. So I together is good. You got that? Right, good. Now, I'm gonna repeat things over and over so you get them. Now, 22, you wouldn't take the ni in this part, you would take the futatsu part, and you would take the first half of futatsu, which we learned a few seconds ago, and that would be fu. So you'd be I, fu. Now fu has no real meaning, but if you're a little bit creative, if we take creative license, then you can say fu, which means husband and wife, a married couple. So together, I, fu. So the day of married couple is November 22nd. Now, as I'm standing behind these rocks, you might think, what's the significance here? These couples, these two rocks, we have the big one and the small one. I don't know which one is male, which one's female. We can discuss that. I'm sure they've probably decided that the big one is male. Being a sexist society, the world, right? Okay, so every day, not every year, actually twice a year. Twice a year they do work on these. They keep them all nice. That rope between both rocks is called shimeniwa. I think it's called shimeniwa. I'll leave a link in the description. You can look it all up. But anyway, these rocks are called Meoto Iwa, and they are near the city of Futami, which is near Ise-jingo, which is arguably the most important shrine in Japan. But what people do is on November 22nd, you're supposed to come here I think as a couple, I'm pretty sure as a couple. I saw it on TV. Yeah, they're all couples. You come here and you're supposed to turn towards the rock and shout to the rock the one thing that you cannot, for some reason, bring yourself to say to your husband or your wife. And hopefully that'll happen in the future, right? And it's supposed to be good luck. And they say that if you come here at sunrise, and if you're really lucky, you'll see Mount Fuji rising between the two rocks. And that's like, oh yeah, you hit the jackpot. That's a photo opportunity right there. So anyway, I don't know how many of you watching this are married, but the funny thing about all couples, I think, whether you're married or not, is that we can do lots of things with each other that a lot of people would say it's pretty private, right? Things that you wouldn't do with other people, hopefully, unfortunately. But you can't bring yourself to tell them something, right? So it might be something simple like, please don't forget my birthday next year. Or it could be something else like, you know, I really love you and I appreciate everything you've always done for me. Things like that. I think in my household, it would probably be my wife turning to the rocks and saying, you know, flush the toilet after you poop or something. But actually she tells me that, so. I don't know what she would tell me. She's pretty communicative. In fact, I wish she wouldn't be. Maybe that's what I'll tell the rocks. Anyway, so that's your lesson for today. The 22nd of November is Good Couples Day. The next day, by the way, for those of you who are studying Japanese, who are interested in Japanese culture, is a national holiday. And that's Kinro Kancha no Hi, which is kind of a mix of Labor Day and Thanksgiving Day. So thanks to Labor Day. I guess it's like Labor Day. But anyway, that's one of the many holidays that we have in Japan. A lot of people like to think or like to say that Japanese, I think most people are under the impression that Japanese work more than people from other countries. But actually, from what I've read, actually I think Americans have less holidays. I think Japanese have more holidays. They're just spread out. But Americans can take longer holidays. Like, you don't hear of people taking 2-week holidays in Japan. You know, you never hear about that. But there's a lot of Mondays that are off. If a holiday falls on a Saturday or Sunday, then it gets moved. A national holiday falls on a Saturday or Sunday, it gets moved to a Monday, and we call that a Happy Monday. So there are a lot of like 3-day holidays here. And if you look at if you just type in on Google, you know, national Japanese holidays or bank holidays in Japan, you'll find there's like one almost every month. We've got a lot of holidays here. So I think overall our working days are fewer in Japan than in other countries. But you know, it all really depends in the end on the person. You know, some people go home at 5 in every country, no matter what country they're in, and some people work until midnight or even longer. But anyway, that's your lesson for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and check the links in the bottom if you want to learn more about these rocks behind me. Right? Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Victor, the Action Teacher. No, that's a different channel. I'm Victor. Give me a flake, man. By the way, that reminds me. I teach English in Japan too, and I've got a video that I put up called I think it's called Violent Grammar on my Action Teacher ESL channel, which I don't update as much as this channel, but I put up a really stupid video, so if you want to get a good laugh, I'll put a link there and you can watch that too. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.
Give me a break, man. Give me a flake, man.